Okay, so once we have everything set up, our water, our rolled something, roller or blanket, and a bolster or a cushion, we'll chat about what we are doing today. So we're gonna take just a day or two of a break from our gem book and come back into our therapeutic motions around an area of restriction. And today's area of restriction is our shoulders. So we, I just got a little grateful eye roll from the side. I'm not sure. But our shoulders are these really awesome things. They have internal rotation and external rotation, but sometimes we get one of those that restricts us and creates an imbalance in our body. And so just really quick, we'll just kind of do a quick assessment to see if we have equality. So we're going to practice our Gomukhasana arms. So for Gomukhasana arms, take your left arm up, bend your left elbow, bring your left hand down your back. Now, it can get anywhere. So when you bend, it could just stay at your head, it could get to your neck, it could get in between your shoulder blades. You just don't want to compensate. You don't want to round to get your fingers down or pop to get your fingers down. You really want your torso to stay the same. This is your external rotation on this side. So for your internal rotation, reach now your right arm out, flip your palm, push a heavy curtain away, and then bend your elbow, bring the back of your hand to your low back. Please start at your low back. And then from there, keeping your spine neutral, start to wiggle your fingers up and see how close they get to your other hand. Okay. If you can't touch, don't force the touch. Just notice how much space is in between each hand and try to kind of put an imprint on your body so that you remember that. And then we'll switch sides. So sweeping up through the opposite arm, bending your elbow, drawing it down, feeling that whole tricep stretch, noticing if you can see your elbow, if you can open your elbow, notice if your body's wanting to compensate, just try to reduce all of those things. And then reaching your opposite arm, rotating your palm, pushing the heavy curtain away and bending your elbow. Again, start low and then zigzag your way up. So as you can see on me, I'm not equal. I do not have symmetry. I am not close on this side. This finger is where the other finger was. So I have restriction in my internal rotation on this side of my body. So that's just something that's good for me to know. So kind of working a little bit more on this side. So just kind of notice for you if you have an imbalance or if one side feels tighter than the other, and try to just remember that. That is our point of reference for our class. Okay. All right, come into your seat. How are you guys? Are you equal? Not so much?
Yeah.
Which may mean we need to put a little more tone and strength in that one. So today we're actually going to start with our Medicine Buddha mantra and then come into a seating flow. The Medicine Buddha mantra is just an invitation to draw an aspect of healing and health and well-being into our body, our hearts, and our mind. And we'll just go through it a few times. You don't have to know it, so please don't worry about that. And then we'll go through our movements and then we'll end with our lake visualization. I know some of you know that, some of you don't. So I'll give you the option to come up to seated for Shavasana or to take a wall variation for Shavasana with your legs in Supta Baddha Konasana, or just come into traditional Shavasana. So just so you know, those are our options as we get nearer to the end. But for now, cultivate your seat. We'll come into our 9 breaths and then our mantra. Start with the 3 sighs. Let the whole body move. Inhale in. Exhale out through the mouth. Breathe in and out. One more. And let the breath soften a little bit. Let the shoulders and the upper chest be a little more quiet. Breathe in through the nose. Out like you're blowing on a hot cup of tea. 2 more. Last one. Envision the nose sliding down to live at heart center so the shoulders and upper chest are nice and quiet now. Feeling your breath come in through heart center. And as you exhale, let the breath be gently guided all the way up to come out your nose or your nose at heart center. Breathing in, letting the diaphragm travel down your body towards your sits bones. And exhale, let the sit bones gently nudge the diaphragm back up towards your ribs. And then I'll take us through the mantra a few times, practicing as you feel comfortable. Tajitom be kazi, maha be kazi, raza samungate svaha. Tajitom be kazi, maha be kazi, raza samungate svaha. Tajitom be kazi, maha be kazi, raza samungate svaha. Tajitom be kazi, maha be kazi, raza samungate svaha. Tajitom be kazi, maha be kazi, raza samungate svaha. And before we travel into the beginning of our intentional movements, just release your hands behind you, stretch your legs out long in front of you, and just kind of thump the backs of your legs down, releasing any tension that your seat might have brought into your practice. And eventually we'll come back into our Sukhasana, but if Sukhasana is not the pose for you today, you can always change that pose. You can instead practice in gentle hero's pose, or you can even rise all the way up to standing on your knees as long as you're not clenching your glute and thrusting your pelvis forward. So choosing any of those 3 seated, quote unquote, postures, Sukhasana, gentle heroes, or short Tadasana. And we'll begin with robin's breath. So once you feel nice and anchored through whatever you are anchored to, lengthen up through your spine. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Inhale, length through your spine. And as you exhale, dive forward. So let your hands lead you long through the spine, then round your spine, tuck your chin, come down towards the earth, and then open up. Re-lengthen the spine, lifting the head, and then opening your arms like you're embracing the sunshine. And then exhale, round your spine, bring your hands forward and down, tuck your chin. And as you inhale, anchor back at heart center, nice and neutral through your body. Exhale, round forward. So this is called robin's breath. So I always like to imagine a bird in a tree coming right back onto your branch. So you're in a tree, you see a worm and you dive down for the ground. You grab the worm, you fly back up, you show it to the sunshine, and then you realize you got to get all the way back down to your branch. So you dive back down and then you anchor yourself in your branch to enjoy that worm. Let's do it 3 more times that way. Exhale, round and dive down. Inhale, show the sky your prize. Exhale, dive back down for your branch and anchor at your branch to enjoy your treat. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. This last time that we go through it, I really want you to bring your focus to what your shoulders are doing and what they feel like. So as you round, they're kind of rounding forward with you. You should feel a stretch on the back of your shoulder girdle. As you bloom, they're traveling down your body and you're opening through the front of your pectoral area. Rounding again, scoop through your belly, giving your body something to hang on to, and then anchor at center, feeling the shoulder girdle come back to neutral. Releasing your arms down so that we can come into nerve glide, flexing through your left hand like your hand is pressing on a table. If you have long arms and your hand is actually pressing on the ground, float your arms away or rise up. So your hand is very much not flexed, extended. And you're going to take your opposite ear towards the shoulder. So if it is your left hand that is extended, draw your right ear towards your right shoulder. Your ears are going, your elbows, oh my gosh, your shoulders are going to rise up to your ear. Don't let them. They are solid, they are stable, and your ear is getting as close to them as it can. Again, don't compensate through your back. Relax your jaw. And then the next time you exhale, take your chin down towards your collarbone, really slow. You need to know when to stop. So when you feel that good stretch, that is, you feel it, but it doesn't hurt, pause and breathe. And then let your chin travel forward, stop at neutral, and then do the opposite. Let your chin float a little bit up, noticing where you're feeling that. Pause before it's painful. Try to just be in it for a breath. And then bringing your gaze back to neutral, potentially lifting your right hand up and letting your right hand just rest on your head. It could be helpful here to open your mouth, letting the jaw have even more space. That really helps with that levator scapula muscle. And then releasing your head, bringing your head back to neutral and between sides. Again, lean back into your hands. Choose to throw your legs out in front of you and pitch a fit, or plant your feet down and rock your knees from side to side. Taking nerve glide to the second side. Anchoring, lengthening, softening a little bit through the belly, but staying engaged through the pelvic floor. Extending now through your right hand. It's not touching the ground, but it feels like it's pushing into something. Inhale. Exhale, draw the ear towards the shoulder, move slow. Notice which side might feel a little more spacious or a little more tight. Notice if your knees are popping up to compensate. Try to let them come down and let your core do all of the holding. And then drag the chin down. Pause. Feel the change. Drag your chin forward. Pause at neutral and then start to lift up. Again, remember to move really slow. You want to stop before you should. Can you feel a little bit of that pull that's going all the way up to your jaw? And then bring your head to neutral with the ear hovering above your shoulder. And again, maybe using the left hand to give just a little bit more stretch. Maybe taking that option with the jaw as well to open your mouth. And then releasing your hand from your head, bringing your head back to neutral. And one more time, take a counter pose, stretching out. We'll do one last seated pose here, the newspaper stretch. So bringing your legs back into wherever they were for your supporting posture. You can still do this from gentle heroes or kneeling if that's where you were at. Inhale and reach your arms up. And exhale, bring your hands all the way down to heart center. Inhale to find that neutrality and length of your spine. And then as you exhale, open your palms in front of your gaze as though you were reading them like a book. And as you inhale, drag your fingertips up, let your gaze travel with your hands. Try to keep the shoulder tops pressing down, even though the arms are lifting. And then drag your eyes down your arms. So basically, all you're doing is you're looking straight forward again. The next time you inhale, open your arms into cactus. Really pull the shoulder blades towards your spine. And then exhale, round like you're draping your body over a great big yoga ball. Inhale, come back to center, hands at your heart. Exhale, open your palms in front of your gaze. See if you can get your elbows to touch. And then as your hands lift up, your elbows do not have to stay touching. They can drift away from each other. Exhale, drag your gaze down. Well, go ahead and let your chin tuck into your collarbone. And then as you inhale, bring your gaze straight forward in your arms into cactus. And as you exhale, round over your imaginary yoga ball. Inhale, hands back to heart center. We'll do that one more time. Exhale, open your palms in front of your gaze. Inhale, reach the fingers and the gaze up, up, up. Exhale, drag your gaze slowly down, tucking your chin in towards your collarbone. And inhale, bring your gaze straight forward, arms really open into cactus. And this time, as you round over your yoga ball, come all the way forward onto hands and knees. Whatever prop was on your mat, if it's in your way, get rid of it. And if you would like something under your knees, just switch out your props. We'll come into our circular variation of cat-cow devotional. Palms are below your shoulders, not below your pectorals. Spine is long, knees are underneath your hips. And then just take a regular round of cat-cow, just feeling out the spaciousness or lack thereof of spaciousness in the front and the back of your spine. And then we'll bring it into our circular variation. Make sure you're leading the motion in between the belly button and the spine. So inhale, stretch to the front of the body. And as you exhale, start to pull between the belly button and the spine, round your spine. Keep exhaling, draw the sits bones down towards your heels and bring your elbows down to your mat. As you inhale, pull your body through your hands. And when your elbows have to lift, press up, press into a swayed spine cow. Exhale, round into cat, press back and down. And then try to smooth it out with your breath. Inhaling, pulling forward and up. Exhale, rounding and pushing back and down. Take this a few more times, just noticing if you get a little bit more space with each flow through. And I also really want you to feel the energy in the shoulders. Really feel this pushing down, sense of the shoulders into the palms as you rise up, and feel the stretch as you push back. 2 more circles. So that this next time that you come back, press back towards child's pose and hover just above it. So walk your hands back, bring your arms behind you, and let your face just hover above your mat. As you inhale, rise up to standing on your knees, bring your arms up and pull them down into cactus. As you exhale, bring your body down to hovering above child's pose again. Inhale, rising up and pull, and then press it down. If you have a tendency to kind of sway your spine when you pull, I'm not going to tell you not to do that. I'm just going to tell you that if you do that, do it right. So make sure you get really long before you might balloon through the chest so that you're not squeezing with the glutes or squishing through the lumbar spine. 2 more times that way. And then we'll bring a little variation into this. So the next time you come down, come straight down. And now this time when you rise up, bring your left arm with you and just come straight up and down. And as you come down, look to your right. As you come up, look forward and bring your right arm with you, the one you just looked at. Really make sure that the arm feels like it's coming right up in line with your head and the shoulders are down. And as you come down, look away from the arm that you just looked at. Inhale, rising up, bringing your arm with you. And coming down, looking away from the arm that lifted. Each side, just a couple more times. You want to feel neutral in your body from left to right, not pushing your body forward, not pushing your body backwards, just coming up into a nice neutral stance. Stable from the front to the back. and soft tone. Last one to each side. All the way up. Good, and down. So now we'll grab our prop. We'll grab either the rolled blanket that you had ready or your roller. You can also, if you're using a blanket, fold it into a narrow rectangle. If you've got any kind of yucky stuff going on in your spine, if you have any bulging discs or thing like that, use a really, really narrow blanket, kind of like the one that I'm about to use. When I get on this blanket, I barely feel like there's anything beneath me, so there's no potential for pain. Whatever you're using, you wanna make sure it's as long as you are from tail to crown, and then you will sit on the edge of it with your knees bent and the soles of your feet flat on your mat. And then walk your spine down your prop and touch the top of your head, just making sure that your head is on your prop. Keep your knees bent, keep the soles of your feet flat on your mat, and just give yourself a moment here. Good. And you can do a little inchwormy move here too. So sometimes I feel like I could definitely take more space after I've spent a couple of breaths on this prop. And if that's the case for you, press into your heels, lift your hips and pull your hips a little further away. And then you can kind of almost like somebody has a string at heart center, kind of pop that part of you up and adjust your shoulders and then lift your head so you can lift your chin. And then I always lift my hips one more time just to see if that got me a little more space in my lumbar spine. All right, so reach your arms out to T with your palms up. And again, we're just going to spend a couple of breaths here, letting the connective tissue catch up to what we're doing muscularly here. So the muscles are feeling it. They may be liking it, they may not be liking it, but wherever they're at, we're going to let that connective tissue catch up. How's your breath? Can you feel the low ribs expanding with every inhale? If this still feels pretty constricted and tight for you, this is your stopping point. You're just going to stay in this space, work at relaxing your jaw, the shoulders, and the breath, and just stay smooth and steady as you breathe. The next option is to bend your elbows, bringing your arms into cactus. If you are on the foam roller, you're up quite high. This might all of a sudden feel like quite the thing. So if that's the case, you might just stay here and let the connective tissue, that fascia, and the muscles work together to soften and relax. If you're still doing okay, my next invitation is to add movement to this. So with your elbows bent, you'll take your fingertips and you'll reach them up. I like to leave my fingertips on the ground and just slide them on the ground. So you're kind of elongating your arms overhead. And then you'll bend the elbows and kind of pull down. It's kind of like a limited snow angel pose. You could also take full snow angel if you really wanted to. We're going to spend just a few more breaths here. So wherever you are, in T, in cactus, in moving cactus or snow angel, keep your breath rhythmic. Keep your jaw soft. Keep thinking of your chest open. Last two breaths. And then we'll come away from our prop, but we'll come down to supine. So you might stretch one leg out long in front of you and roll to that side to come away from your prop and move your prop out. or you might press up to your seat and come off of your prop. Once there is no prop left beneath you, come into your supine space with your knees bent, soles of your feet flat. And again, make sure you've got all of you on the mat that can get on the mat. So you might walk the shoulders, lift the head, lift the bum. And just notice after being on your prop, do your shoulders already feel like they're opening a little bit more flat towards your mat? Bring your arms down by your side, and we'll take 2 bridge variations. Remember, bridge is going to start kind of small and hopefully will warm up and get a little bit deeper into that pose. Okay, so let's just start with pelvic tuck and tilt. Inhale, draw the back of your pelvis toward the back of your ribs. Exhale, pull the back of your pelvis away from the back of your ribs. Feel the belly flatten down so that you really can stay firm and steady and straight through your thighs. As you inhale, press into your heels, lift your sacrum off your mat, climb up the ladder of your spine one rung at a time. Make sure that you didn't wing out with your knees or press your knees in, that they're still as straight as they were. And then as you exhale, climb back down the ladder of your spine. So now you know your starting space: pelvic tilt, pelvic tuck. This time as you inhale and lift into bridge, bring your arms with you. They might go straight up and down, but preferably they're going to go all the way behind you overhead. And then as you exhale, you'll bring your sacrum and your palms down, but remember to do it slow. Bring in that pelvic tuck and tilt in between. Inhale, lift the sacrum, lift the hands. And you might be noticing that your chin is starting to want to tuck, and that's perfectly fine as long as your thighs are straight. Inhale, tilt. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, climb into bridge. Bring your arms with you. Exhale, climb back down to your mat. Last one with this variation: tilt, tuck, climb into bridge, taking your arms with you. And this time as you climb back down into bridge, leave your hands pointing straight up like you're holding a box above you. Interlace your hands here so that the palms are facing you. And this time as you inhale and rise up into bridge, you'll simultaneously bend your elbows. So as your hips lift, your heart and your hands get close to each other. They might even touch each other. And then climb your way back down. So when your sacrum touches the floor, your hands are reaching towards the sky, but your elbows aren't locked. And then rise up as you inhale. As you exhale, climb back down. Keep your lumbar spine long because we took out the pelvic tuck and tilt. Inhale, lift your hips and bend your elbows. Exhale, climb back down to your mat as your hands reach for the sky. 3 more times. Inhale, lift and bend. Exhale, lower and lengthen. Inhale, lift and bend. Exhale, lower and lengthen. Last one. Inhale, lift and bend. Exhale, lower and lengthen. Bend your knees, hug them into you, and rock from side to side. Okay. Before we move on to the next 2 movements, take a moment to just make sure that the space around you is clear. So if you're sweeping your arms around and you're touching something, push it out of your way so that you've got a little bit of space so that you can move your arms. Keep your feet lifted off your mat once you've cleared your space. Nobody's knocking over their tea or anything like that. Keep your shins and your heels relaxed and bring your arms down by your sides. From here, inhale, flex your feet, press the heels of your feet and the fingers of your hands up towards the sky. And as you exhale, bend your knees and bring your hands to plant on the ground beside you. As you inhale and reach up, make sure you're flattening your lumbar spine to your mat. Exhale, bend your knees and plant your hands. Inhale, lengthen up, and also make sure that your shoulders are pressing down into your mat. Hopefully you feel like they're taking up a lot of good space. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend and plant. Inhale, reach and push into your mat. Bend and plant. We'll take this just one last time. Inhale, reach for the sky and push into the earth. And as you bend and plant, bring your legs to 90. So flex your feet, shins are parallel with the floor. Bring your arms out to T. Take your knees over to your left side with control. So engage your core slowly and steadily. Bring your knees over to your left. You might choose to use your left hand on your knees, but you definitely don't need to. Now look to your right. Flip your right palm down and sweep your right arm to tuck into your right side. You can definitely bend your elbow. As you inhale, bring your gaze back up towards the sky, sweep your arm back to T, flip your palm up, and you can either just bend your elbow into cactus arm, or you can snow angel sweep your arm up overhead so that your elbow creases by your ear. Now let's put this together. Exhale, sweep your arm down, remembering to roll through the palm, tucking it into your side and looking over your shoulder. Inhale, looking up at the sky and elongating the arm. Please accentuate your inhale so that you really feel that stretch as you inhale, and as you exhale, sink into it. This is where the pressure on your knee might feel really good. Inhale, gaze at the sky, sweep your arm to cactus or overhead. Exhale, drag your arm down and look over your shoulder. Let's do this one more time on this side. Inhale, bring your gaze to center and your arm to T. Bring your other arm to T, and exhale, bring your knees back through to center. Hug your knees in and rock around to re-stabilize before we take the second side. And once you feel long and stable, legs go back to 90, arms go back to T. Inhale for length. Exhale for stability, bringing your knees to your right side. Maybe choosing to use your right hand as a weight, maybe not. Exhale, looking over your left arm and sliding your left arm down to tuck into your left side. Remember, the palm is face down. Inhale, bring your head back to center. Sweep your arm through T, flipping your palm as you go and choosing cactus arms or sweeping the arm all the way up. Exhale, tuck the arm into your side, look over your shoulder. Inhale, look at the sky and sweep your arm to cactus or overhead. Your breath here is the best tool in this movement. If you're not linking the breath with the movement, you probably don't feel a whole lot going on. So slow your breath down. Exhale with emphasis. Inhale really long through the stretch. And 3 more times. Last one. Inhale to bring the gaze to center and the arms to T. Exhale to bring your knees to center. Hug your knees in to re-elongate and realign. And then rocking all the way up into your seat. Okay. So again, now we might need something for our knees. We're going to rise up to a low lunge. So standing on your knees. So just like we do in Tadasana, I want to make sure we feel as neutral as we can feel. And then take your left foot in front of you. So it's really good to start in these good 90-degree angles, feeling really steady and strong. You might come back to your diaphragmatic breath, making sure that your core is wide awake here. And then take your front foot forward a little bit and then lean into it. So as you lean forward, you want to feel like your front shin is straight, that your ankle is below your knee, that your foot is flat, that you can use the front, the back, and the sides of your foot, and that your back thigh has some degree of angle into it so you can feel the stretch of your hip flexors. From this space, you can leave your left hand on your body for a little more stability, maybe on your knee or on your hip, but it can also come down by your side. As you inhale, bring your right arm with you and reach it up. And as you exhale, bring your arm down. You can bring a little bit of movement into your body. So you can bring your arm straight out and lean into it. Reach your arm up and bloom your heart up. And then as you exhale to bring the arm back down, come back to a steady strength in your core, reaching forward and up and down. Now, some things to notice: if you're gripping with your toes, stop. See if you can lift them up. If you've clenched with your jaw, try to relax your shoulders a little bit. And each time you come forward, even though you're stretching your hip flexors, I want you to feel the range of motion in your arm. Can you get to a space where eventually if you started kind of here, is it getting closer to you? If you started pretty close to you, can you get the elbow and the ear to align? And if that's where you started, can you start to bring it even further back? Two more. Lean forward. Bring your hands to the inside of your left foot. Bring your left foot back. And for your counter stretch, either come into cat cow or child's pose. A few breaths here. And then once again, rise up to standing on your knees. This time, bringing your right foot forward. And start with those good 90-degree angles. Feel steady, stable, and strong before you come out of balance. So just kind of checking in with all of those spaces, checking in with your core, and then taking your front foot forward, lean into it, working towards a shin that feels pretty straight and a back hip flexor group that feels like they're in that beginning of their stretch. Again, this hand can stay on your leg or your hip for more stability, or it can come down. And then you'll reach the arm up, notice where it begins, and then bring the arm down. And then you can start to travel with your body. As you reach the arm forward, maybe lean forward, reaching the arm up, feeling the chest open. And as you exhale, hinging back, feeling a little more steady and strong. Keep the jaw spacious. And you're just looking to see if the arm starts to get a little more range of motion. You can even test it out on the bottom side too. So we tested it out here at the top. Maybe as it comes down, instead of staying straight, you pull it back. Couple more. Last one. Okay, so bring your hands forward, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, just kind of step, 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 step until your feet are together. Once your feet are together, we'll come into our little Uttanasana motion. So from where you are and standing forward fold, lift halfway, just like we normally do. But now I want you to reach your heart out without pushing your knees back. Reach your arms into cactus arms, pull the elbows back and bend your knees. Exhale, bring your body down so that your belly is on your thighs, and then keep your knees this bent. Inhale, reach your arms forward, lift your heart away from your knees, and then pull your arms into cactus. Let's do that a couple more times. Relax down. Reach your arms, your gaze, and your heart forward, and pull your cactus arms back, and then come down. Last one, reach your arms forward, pull your cactus arms back, and come down. Press all the way up to standing. And bring your arms down. If you haven't taken a drink of anything yet, now would be a good time. Okay. So salute the four directions. Salute the four directions is so, so good for the shoulders, for the chest. And we'll just do it in our kind of our traditional way where we just salute each direction. And you might think of something or someone, a real life person, maybe when we face east for Meg, and maybe when we face, oh, I'm completely blanking. Anyway, why am I blanking on this? April, there it is. When we face south, April, or maybe there's a memory or something like that in those directions. And we look to the west, we have a memory of the ocean or whatever it may be. So we're going to face each direction, let it be really personal to us, and we'll move through this motion in our shoulder girdle. So starting in Tadasana, facing whichever direction you're currently facing, and bring your arms down by your side. Again, try to get into that neutral space, front to back, side to side. And then inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale for length. Exhale, press your palms flat down. Feel the shoulders pressing down. Keep them pressing down while you slide the arms straight out in front of you, bringing them parallel to the floor. Then reach out. You should feel still like pressure coming down. You're strengthening this area. And then lift your gaze, bend your elbows, fingertips to or towards your forehead. Look straight ahead, press up as you press down. So you should feel a lot of dynamic energy in your core. And then drag your arms all the way to T. Your fingertips are pointing up currently. Point your fingertips to point straight down. And then bring the backs of your hands to press together with your fingertips pointing straight up. It's your counter stretch. Palms of your hands together. And give a little bow of gratitude to whatever you chose that is in this direction. Rising up, take a quarter turn facing a new direction. And once again, stabilize in Tadasana. Inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, stabilize, bringing your hands to heart center, feeling your body strong. As you inhale, choose your focus. As you exhale, press your palms flat down. Feel the shoulder blades really strong here. Slide your arms straight out in front of you. Sweep them out to T. Notice if all of a sudden you clenched something, stop clenching something. Lift your gaze, bend your elbows, fingertips to or towards your forehead. Make sure that your low back and your knees feel quite bouncy here. And then gaze forward, press up and down. Feel strong. Drag your arms back to T. Fingertips pointing down. Backs of your hands pressed together. Inhale, hands heart center. Exhale, give a little bow in the direction that you're facing. Rising up. So now I am currently facing east. So my thoughts go to you, Meg. Inhale and exhale. And inhale again. Exhale, press your palms flat down. Inhale, slide them straight out in front of you. Sweep open to T. Lift your gaze, bend your elbows, fingertips to or towards your forehead. Looking straight ahead as you press up and down, strong body. Drag your arms to T. Point your fingertips straight down. Bring the backs of your hands to press together. Inhale, hands heart center. Exhale, give a little bow of gratitude to what you chose in this direction. Rising up, quarter turn. Now I'm facing south. So now my thoughts go to you, April. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, focus your awareness. And exhale, press your palms flat down. Inhale, slide them straight out in front of you. Sweep to T. Really feel this dynamic energy from the shoulders all the way into your palms. Lifting, pressing up and down, dragging your arms back to T. Pointing your fingertips straight down. Bring the backs of your hands to press together. Inhale, hands, heart center. Exhale, little bow of gratitude to this direction. You want to come onto your mat so that you are lengthwise on your mat. So if you are already facing the long side of your mat, stay that way. If you're not, change to that pose. And we'll come into our Brahma Dandasana. So opening your feet nice and wide, turning your toes out to a 45-ish degree angle. Inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, bend your knees and come straight down, only as far as you can come down with your pelvis neutral. Once you're there, press your shoulder tops down, lift your elbow points up. Exhale, engage your core. And as you inhale, lift. You're nice and long, not locked. And as you exhale, hinge from the hips. As you inhale, bend your elbows and pull the arms back. And then exhale, sunflower down. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, sit down into sun god. Inhale, lift your elbows, press down through the shoulders. Exhale, engage your core. Inhale, rise up, long and spacious. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, bend your elbows and pull back. Exhale, release into sunflower. One more of those. Okay, so as you come up, stay in this wide-legged position, but turn your right toes forward and your left toes out. Put your hands right on your hip flexors. If they are not equal, if you turned, I need them to be equal. So that means if you need to adjust your foot, that's okay. And then reach your arms out to T. We're coming into our triangle variation. Inhale. Take all that length in your side body and tip it. Don't take any length from either side of your body. Only tip as far as you can with those lengths. Bend your knee. Remove, like kind of revolve your hand, kind of like a windmill. The back of your left hand is against your left thigh. Turn your gaze up and draw your right arm close to. And then draw it away and rotate your gaze down. So have your front knee bent. Turn these toes towards me. Perfect. There it is. I might have got my left and right smooth. Perfect. Good. Okay. So as you inhale, the arm is coming close to your gaze and you're looking at your arm or toward your arm. And as you exhale, you're looking down and you're sliding your arm away. Last two. Keep your jaw spacious. Really feel like your torso is long. And rise up. Switching sides, turning your toes that were pointing the other way forward and turn your toes that were forward away. Make sure your hips and your shoulders and your gaze are all looking the same way. Reach your arms to T, shoulders pressed down. Breathe length into your side body and tip that length over. When there's nothing left to be had, bend your front knee. Perfect. Good. Rotate your arms. Look down towards the ground. As you pull your arms back, this time, see if you can kind of push your bottom right hip flexor forward, just a little. Now look up and draw your arm close to your gaze. Look down and draw your arm away from you. Look up and bring your arm close to you. Look down and draw your arm away from you. Last two. And rise up. Bring your feet to hip distance apart. We're going to come down into chair and we're going to look and see what our arms do in chair. So with your feet hip distance apart, inhale and reach your knee arms up. And as you exhale, sit down into chair. So you're pushing your sits bones back and down, and then lengthen your spine, kind of take some of that curve of your lumbar sway out. Bring your arms maybe a little bit wider. Press your shoulders down and see if you can kind of bring your arms a little further back. Rise up. Bring your hands to your hips. Step your left foot behind you, coming into your warrior one stance. So it's not quite as wide as your lunge. Your back foot is a little bit rotated. Okay. All right. So we're going to start here with our leg long. So elongate your leg. And as you inhale, bend your front knee and reach your arms out in front of you and open them into cactus. Now, as you exhale, take opposite hand to opposite shoulder, lengthen your front leg and draw your chin down towards your collarbone. As you inhale, bend your knee, lift your chin, feel that energy in your belly, and open your arms into cactus. Exhale, hands to shoulders, tuck your chin, lengthen your front leg. Inhale, bend your knee, open your arms to cactus. Exhale, inhale, exhale. As you come into cactus these last two times, kind of think about opening and then sliding down with the shoulders and the elbows. And then bring your spine to neutral, hands to your hips, step your foot forward, and we'll take this to the second side. Stepping back with your opposite foot, adjusting your back toes at a little bit of an angle. Start with your knee bent so you feel like you're in your warrior one position. And then lengthen your arms down by your side, lengthen your front leg. Good. Inhale, bend your knee, reach your arms out in front of you, bend your elbows and open into cactus. As you exhale, opposite hand to opposite shoulder, lengthen your front leg and tuck your chin. Inhale, bend your knee, open to cactus. Exhale, lengthen, tuck, and cross. So as you inhale, really think of your spine long, the heart coming forward, and shoulders going down. And cross. Last one, really pull down on the tops of the shoulders. Hands to your hips, step your back foot forward. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, reach your arms forward, lift your heart a little bit, pull back on your elbows. We've already done this. We're just going to do it two more times. Exhale, drape down. Inhale, reach your arms forward, pull back with your elbows, drape your body down. Last one. All the way down. Plant your hands, bring your shins down, cross ankle over ankle, slide your bum off your seat. Stretch your legs out in front of you, lean back into your hands, thumb from down, pitch a fit. All right, we are almost done. I think we only have one more movement before we test out our arms. So come into Janu Shirshasana legs. One leg is long, one knee is bent, kind of like a tree pose here. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, start to hinge. When there's no hinge left to be had, bring your arms down, slide it under your knee, bend your knee. Bring your hands to either side of your ankle. And as you inhale, slide up your shin. When you get to the top, roll your shoulders down and back, trying to flatten the tops of your shoulder blades. Lift your chin and your heart a little bit forward. And then as you exhale, drape down, tuck your chin, and then kind of undulate your way back up, shoulders down, going all the way down and all the way back up. This time, bring the back of your same leg hand to the inside of your ankle. Bring your opposite palm there. Stay long through your spine and we're going to open. Breathe in and close. Good. As you breathe in, try to really feel that top shoulder blade coming towards your spine and down. And one more. And down. Good. Let's switch sides. Same thing, start in your nice long pose. Breathe in, reach forward. When there's no reach left to be had, hands come down, bend your knee. Hands to either side. You're traveling up and then circling with the shoulders. That's really important. Lots of space. Lift your chin, feel that stretch, and then drape your body back down and then rise up and back down and rise up. This time, bring the back of your hand to the inside of your ankle, palm to palm, and inhale, open. Exhale, close. Again, think about that top shoulder getting quite close to your spine and back down. Last one. All right, let's try it out. Okay, guys ready? Everybody's nervous. Okay, take your left hand, sweep it up. Make sure the shoulder feels down. Bend your elbow, bring it down wherever it goes without compensating. Okay, feel where it is. See if you feel you have if it's a little more down your back than it was. Reach your opposite arm out, flip your palm, push that heavy curtain away, literally today. Bend your elbow, it's at your low back. Scooch it, scooch it, scooch it, scooch it, scooch it. So I'm going to show you on my side, my fingertips were just touching the first time I did this. And now on my side, I can actually clasp my fingers. So I did gain some space, both in my internal and my external rotation on this side. Okay. Releasing that. So hopefully you felt the same. And then we'll do our second side. Reaching up, bending, bringing the hand down, feeling that stretch, making sure you're even front to back in your body, nice and stable. Then reach, flip, push, bend, start at your low back, and just kind of wiggle your way up. Okay. I am not touching, but I am definitely closer to touching than I was when I started. And hopefully you feel the same way. And releasing that out. Okay. So we are 1 minute away from 10. So those of you who zoomed in, if you need to zoom out, thank you for practicing with us today, and namaste. If you've got a few more minutes to stay with us, we're going to do 2 restoratives and a shavasana with a meditation. So if you've got just 10 more minutes, stay with me. Otherwise, I will see you on Thursday. If you are staying, we'll come into taking your prop, so your cushion or your stacked blankets, and bringing it behind you. For some of you, you might even prop it up with another prop, so it's kind of at a ramp. And then you'll just bring your body down. Make sure that you feel supported. So you can either leave your head on your prop, or you can kind of scooch up and bring your head off of your prop. Both are absolutely fine. But I just want you to feel like your heart space can open now without using any of your muscular effort or energy. You might elongate your legs here, or you might leave them bent, but let the knees open, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, or any variation. Maybe just one leg wants to open. See if you can relax your jaw a little bit more. See how it feels to breathe here. This is a restorative posture that you might choose to stay in for a little bit longer. If you are close to a wall, however, and you would like to come into Supta Baddha Konasana on the wall, you might choose to come out of this pose and come into that pose instead. I don't have a wall nearby, but I'm going to mime like I do just in case. So if I was at a wall, I would start sideways. This is the wall for me. I would scooch up against it, bring my legs up and scooch, 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 scooch until My sits bones were pretty close to the wall. I could put my feet on the wall and then I would open my knees from there and then open my arms to T, maybe to cactus, and maybe to V. If you still want to be in this position, but you don't have a wall like me, I'm actually just going to grab onto my feet. On the back of your head, very connected to the earth. Give your jaw permission to just really hang deeply, like it's reaching towards the mat. And again, as we get ready to come into a guided Shavasana, you can do pretty much anything you want. You can stay in that supported variation of fish pose. You can stay in Supta Baddha Konasana. You can just release into traditional Shavasana, stretching out on your mat, or you might come up to your seat, taking more of a meditative stance to finish out our practice. Whatever you chose, make sure you relax as much as you can, even if you come up to your seat. We did so much for our hip flexors and our shoulders today that as you come into your seat, it shouldn't take a lot of effort to just maintain a soft, gentle seat. So from wherever you are, gently closing your eyes. And regardless of the actual physical position you are in, envision yourself seated. Envision yourself seated right at the shore of a lake. And just take a moment to observe where you are. What are the surroundings of this lake? Mountainous, deserty, forested, in a meadow. What's around you? Can you smell any pine trees, flowers, damp earth? Are you sitting on a fallen tree or sand? What is reflected in the water? Is there snow on the mountaintops? Are there trees, clouds? There is a blue stone next to you. Just take a moment and envision yourself picking that stone up and holding it in your hand. Feel its weight. Keep it in your hand while you send your gaze to the water. And notice again the reflection that you see. But as you continue to train your gaze at the water, start to see beneath the reflection, traveling down through the depths of the water, and realize that you can see the bottom. You can see the soft sand there. This blue stone in your hand, I want you to toss it right into the water. Notice the rings that it makes on the surface, and then keep your eyes on the stone as it slowly sinks down until it lands in a puff at the bottom. And for a moment, you can't see it. surrounded by all of those filaments of sand that have puffed up in the water. But we're patient. We take a breath, we wait, and the sand eventually settles. And there is our blue stone. Gazing softly at it. Maybe you hear it first, or maybe you feel it on your skin first, but a breeze picks up. And this breeze gets to your pond or your lake, and it kind of roughs up the surface. You can no longer see below the surface or see the reflection on the surface. You just see the roughness of the wind and the water together. Be present. And again, maybe you hear it first or feel it first, but the breeze begins to subside and soften and eventually disappear. The surface of the water starts to smooth back out. The reflection is visible again. And you train your eyes to look below the reflection, to travel down, down, down. And there's your stone. This is how our inner light of awareness is, our Purusha. This blue stone that is always there, even when we forget, even when we can't see it. And our practice helps us cultivate that patience and that calmness so that we can have just moments of connecting with that unchangeable, beautiful inner light of awareness. Hold this image just for one more moment, either in your mind's eye or at heart center. And then just, if you're supine, visualize yourself breathing in, sweeping your arms up, but actually sweep your arms out and wiggle your fingers and your toes. If you're already seated, you might just come into a little movement with your spine, but if you're not seated, just take enough movement to come into your seat. Once we get there, let's end with just 3 more of those medicine Buddha mantras. Tajitam be kazi, maha be kazi, raza samungate svaha. Tajitam be kazi, maha be kazi, raza samungate svaha. Tajitam be kazi, maha be kazi, raza samungate svaha. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, wrap them around yourself in a loving embrace. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, hands come down to heart center. The inner light in me sees and honors the inner light in each of you. Namaste.